Hello, it's Andrew.
Nikolai?
We're tying more flies. Nikolai is learning a lot here. This is our third or fourth attempt at tying flies. He's getting better. I just asked him what fly he would like to learn. He said patch rubber leg. The first thing we're going to do, you can add the legs that go on the front and the back first, but most people add the lead before they do anything. So we're going to do that first.
Okay.
The trick to doing this is you're going to wrap both front and back at the same time, or you're going to hold with the left and just wrap with the right. So you're doing this right in maybe the middle quarter, right in there in the front,
Okay.
middle quarter, and you want to do about 12 wraps. Take the thread to right behind the, so at this point we got to add our legs, and this requires several chunks of this. Most of the time there's front legs, there's antenna, and then there's 3 sets of legs on the side. So we're going to just take one piece of this light flex right now. There we go. And you're going to fold it in half and cut it at the bottom. And there's a trick to these because they'll always curve a little bit, and they tend to stay for the most part curved like they are. So most guys like the legs to kind of, or they stick out at the bottom. So if you can kind of just lay them kind of back to back so they stick out, and if you don't get it right, it doesn't really matter. It's just and we're going to start at the back, and we're going to tie them in at the back. I like to lay them both down together, pinch them, and try to keep them just basically on top of the hook. So right now you can just pull that leg up, all right? Wrap the thread all the way to the front. It doesn't really matter if it's on top of it or not. Just go to the front and there you go.
Cool.
And you can just go like one loose wrap over the top of it right now, or 2 loose wraps. So because we put some lead there, we can put the chenille right behind it. And if we tie it all the way down like that along the back, we still get that nice even profile that we like. So there's one thing we're missing right now, and that's a bunch of legs. We still have 2 little rubber legs here.
Right.
So at this point, I like to just match it up and get a third. So I'll always have this one random piece of leg material in here that's too small. Oh, how I was talking to it. There you go. Okay. Right. So then right there, yeah, just tie those 3 sets of legs in right up in the front.
Basically right in the middle of them, right up
right
here?
in the middle. Yeah, you can make like 2 wraps, fold it over, just cinch them down with 2 more wraps. Yeah, just like that one real tight one now. Another one more. If the material starts to move around on you, it's always good to do another one.
Okay. All right,
so at this point, you were just going to
wrap some chenille.
wrap, and remember every time you go around on the down, you just give it a little cinch. Make sure it's sitting next to where it was not on top of the other chenille. And I like to get squarely up on that the lead before I do anything with the legs. So how many wraps was that so far? 5.
5, yeah.
Okay, one more.
5 to the middle.
The one I did for practice, I did 7, and I think that was a little too much. So 6 is good. So at this point, still tight.
Mhm.
What we're gonna do is you're gonna fold 2 of those legs back.
Just grab 2.
Just grab 2, the 2 that are hopefully even sized and kind of like matching a little bit.
Okay, now those go.
So those are gonna go on the side. Each one's gonna go on the side. So if the first wrap with chenille
Mm-hmm.
to cover them up is just gonna keep them in place, and then you're gonna kind of adjust them a little bit to put them where you want.
Got it. So 1 to cover them up.
And that's it. So hold on with your right hand there, and
Mhm.
yeah, and just kind of like,
Tug them into place a little.
yep. And you can see on the top, if they start moving down the side, they're good. So you can loosen up a little bit with your right hand to let them move. And as soon as it gets to place, yeah, there you go. And you'll feel it
Cool.
tighten, and and as you tighten, it'll move a little bit. So there you go. One more wrap and do it again. One last time, yeah. And the good thing about these flies, it doesn't really matter how, where exactly the legs are,
Mm-hmm.
because they, that's the good thing about it. It just kind of does what it wants.
Just as long as they're there.
As long as they're there, yep. Fluttering around and. Yep. All right. So then at the end here, this is the trick, because you gotta peel these back so that you can tie.
All of them?
Yep. Well, you want the antenna out of the way because you don't want to whip finish over the antenna.
Mm-hmm.
So you're done with the chenille. You can pinch it with your left hand too if you want. Or Well, I hope that was informative. You learned a lot.
Sure did. Yeah. Thanks for bearing with me.
Well, you're getting better. Go catch a fish on Saturday.
Sounds good.
All right. Cool. Peace out.
Thank you.